Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Eaststar Tarot, and today we're going to be doing another collective and timeless reading to see what our ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels would like to deliver to us as a message today. Oh, off to a great start. Jumpy today. And today, maybe they want our attention on these. Our totems with us are the bear totem. And we have our crystal with us, a piece of pyrite crystal. So those are with us today. Pyrite reminds us of our inherent value, that sometimes we have to look within to see our own value and cherish it. Because sometimes we overlook those things. We fail to see what our true value is. And I'm just noticing the hermit on the bottom there already. So there's something interesting there. Yeah. Because Elle didn't see her value for a long time until she engaged with her powers, right? Started using it for helping her friends, helping the world, right? So maybe there's something there for you there. But today we're going to be asking about our value, I guess. Yeah. What value do you have to bring to the world? What do our skills and unique talents have that can benefit the world? What can we bring to the world? I think we all have value in the world no matter what. So it's kind of a funny question to ask, but maybe it's the thing that we don't see. Yeah, King of Spokes. Oh, I love that. So I think that's Will Byers there. Or sorry. Yeah, Will Byers, yeah. Yeah, that series ended. That was kind of sad, right? Feels so wrong that it's over. We won't get to see more Stranger Things, but everything ends, right? Yeah, the King of Spokes is the king of I was going to say hearts, actually, and then I was trying to correct the cups. I said clubs. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, the King of Cups. But he is the King of Hearts, isn't he? Because the cups are like the hearts. I was switching to clubs, which is like, like playing cards, right? Like hearts, clubs, spades, diamonds. But those relate to the tarot decks, or traditional tarot suits of cups, swords, wands, and pentacles, right? So the King of Cups is like the King of Hearts, right? And they're related in the sense that the cups are about emotion, right? They're about our emotional sides, our emotional selves, our intuitive feelings, those things we know deep down that we don't always have an answer to where they come from, those feelings, but they have so much power in this world. And it feels like you have this great intuitive power, this great inner knowing. Knowing your own heart is your power. Because of all the trials you've been on, all the journeys you've been through, the trials you've been through, have shown you the human heart through your own human heart. And you, by doing so, you know others. You know the struggles of humanity. Going on your own journey is a powerful thing. And there's so much you can learn about the universe just by knowing yourself and going on your own journey. That's why each soul is born into a life, and we have our own trials and struggles. We each have our own things to learn. And whatever you've been through and whatever you've been learning, that is your gift to the world, is to share that truth. That is your truth, right? The thing that you know from your own trials and experiences. Yeah. Because Will, he's kind of a character that he feels useless. He feels weak, right? And he thinks he's been victimized because he's weak, but actually he ends up being the most powerful that way. right? By the end of the story. He's one of the most powerful players because of all the things he went through. It gives him certain abilities, right? And it's this, I think about, I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't watched the end, but, you know, he has a moment where he's being very vulnerable in front of a group of people that he's very afraid to, you know, confess his true self, his true feelings, but he does it anyway. It's like his power is in vulnerability. His power is the very thing that he thought made him weak. So I feel like there's a message there for you that that's your inherent value, is the thing, very thing that you think makes you weak. The thing that you used to think was very, you know, a disadvantage is actually your advantage. The things you've been through, the things that caused you the worst pain, the things you were able to succeed through, that's your power, that's your value. And being able to share that story of being a survivor in that is a powerful thing, is a gift to the world. And maybe you don't see it that way, but I think at some point you will, if you don't already. At some point, it's going to make sense for you. Why you've been through what you've been through, why you've been on such a harsh journey. And this one, okay. Sorry if my camera shakes a little. I'm still kind of getting my setup here. Let me know if it bothers you or if there's something we can do differently. Let's see. So we got the 9 of Strands, the Wounded Warrior, because that's like the 9 of Wands, right? And that was Will's great struggle. He was running from a Demogorgon for a long time in the first season, right? That's sort of his boogeyman, right? And that's your, again, your strength is in being the wounded warrior, being through the struggles and the 3 of Strands, yeah. So that is like, with 3s, I think of like synergy, of something coming, 2 things coming together make a 3rd thing, right? And it seems like your strength of will and your demons, your shadows, is coming together to create this new side of yourself that is someone who has been reborn, someone who has been through it and has come out a whole new person, a person that can share their pain with others because it helps them in their struggles, right? Okay. We're going to get our Yule card. I think Yule is pretty much over now. Because we're in the season of, we're in this little limbo season right now of where there's going to be a little bit of time before the actual New Year. We have the solar New Year already, but yet there is also the Feng Shui New Year and the Chinese New Year, which is the Lunar New Year, right? So there's kind of a limbo stage through January into February where we're transitioning out of that year of the snake and into the horse. We're in that time of letting go, of completely shedding the skin, right? Of the old self. So, what is it gonna be? This might be a time where you are reflecting on everything you've been through in the past year, everything that has changed for you, and where you want to go from here. What is it that you're going to manifest, right? And where's the next step to take? Yeah. Let's see again, what's that value that you're bringing into this world that's coming through in this new year? Yeah. So what can you tell us about our value? Frost is all about value as well, isn't it? All right, so yeah, I think that frost for you is referring to this time in the frost, right? You're in this incubation stage between two phases, the old you and the new you, which could be represented in the year of the snake and the year of the horse right now. But there's also something about the melting frost, is what I'm feeling. And the candle could represent your heart. Like maybe you've been sort of frozen, like stuck in a place for a long time. But things are beginning to melt, right? The signs of spring are already there. And I think there's also a message in this card about looking for the signs, right? Being aware of the signs that are all around you and that are getting your attention. So maybe you've been having some inclinations towards this path for yourself, that this truth is here for you. That this is your story and it's okay to share it. That this is part of your destiny. And maybe, sorry. This new position, I do shake the camera a lot, so yeah, figure it out. But yeah, so melting snow, there's something about that here. You've been in the cold for a long time, but I think things are going to warm up and melt because you see all this frost that's going to melt because of the candle. Maybe you're sort of like a candle in the dark because, again, we've got these wands here, right? The lights. And I feel that especially with the 3 of strands, the 3 of wands, right? 3 lights. You're being a light in the dark, like a candle for others. And there's something about that in, in northern cultures about the candle being the sign of hope, right? In winter. I just saw on TikTok there's this thing about, I think it's a Nordic tradition, where they kind of build this snowball little cavern thing, and they put a candle inside and it creates this nice little igloo, glowing igloo effect. I'm not sure if that's relevant for somebody, but it might be. Maybe you're from a northern country. But I feel that really the frost around your heart is melting. That's a big part of this. And part of that melting is leading to vulnerability, is leading to sharing, leading to you being seen and connecting on a heart level with others. That's part of this journey for you. That's part of your healing as well as the healing of the world. Yeah, let's get I'm always changing decks so quick. Yeah, let's get a woodland warden animal as well. Okay. Whoa, the spider and passion flower. Sorry, I'll try to not hit the desk so much. The spider and passion flower, creative ingenuity. Yeah, because the spider is a very creative creature, right? She weaves her web every day, and it is intricate and beautiful, and she creates it from her inner thread, right? Her inner self, her inner ingenuity. I was just hearing that story too about Arachne, that was it Athena was jealous of her, so she turned her into a spider, but she was more crafty than Athena, so it was a bit of an unfair judgment. So maybe you have actually had a similar fate where you were actually really creative and insightful, and there was something just special about you, and maybe others saw that and didn't like it. They felt jealous or they felt triggered because it made them feel like, their own insecurities got brought to the surface, right? Yeah, so there's something about that with Arachne. Maybe the story of Arachne is something that resonates with you, but don't let others push you down or push down your light. And maybe that's actually just referring to the past as well, where you have this wounding, right? Maybe there's a wounding around being seen, being heard, because you feel like others will not receive it well or feel a certain jealousy about you. And the passion flower, that's I believe a symbol of Christ as well. So there's something about sacrifice as well, being unfairly judged. There's a balance of light and darkness here. You got the white flower and the dark spider. They're beautiful and they're deadly. There's a yin and yang. There's a light and the dark to this. And the flower, so the flower symbolizes faith, right? The plant was associated with the Passion of Christ, the filaments representing the crown of thorns, and its 10 petals, the 10 faithful apostles, and so on. Okay, so there's like this symbolism of Christ here. I don't know if that's like something that resonates with you, but it might. So just be open to that if you are. If not, you don't have to take that with you. But the message overall of the card is that you can solve your problems with your own cleverness, with your own ingenuity, right? So maybe if you encounter these kinds of struggles again, your past where you've been through these woundings before will help you to see through that struggle, to see yourself through that pain in such a way that you won't have to experience it in the same way. You have the experience and the knowledge to get through that. And maybe also it's representing the knowledge of light and dark that you have attained through these struggles. That's part of your power. And you have creative ingenuity because of everything you've had to get yourself through as well. It's enhanced your own ability to think about things, problems uniquely, and find interesting solutions. Find the path through that others wouldn't necessarily take, right? Safety, the eel, and the iris. Yeah, you are safe. Your guides are protecting you now to make sure, because you've been through your trials, you've been through your challenges, that now you're ready for this next phase where you're going to be able to show. I'm going to take that honk as confirmation. That there's protection around you to make sure that you can go on this path now, because you're ready for new challenges. You're ready for using what you've learned for the benefit of others. Yeah. Let's get... Do some Neoteric Feminine. Maybe you can help us with what we're going to help. What are we going to help the world with? What are we going to help? How are we going to help? What are those things we're going to use for the benefit of all? Oh, there it is. High Priestess, yeah, our intuition and our connection with the spiritual realms. Oh. I think it's going to be you using your spiritual gifts for the benefit of humanity. That might literally be spiritual gifts like clairaudience, hearing the voice of spirits and spirit guides to help you and the world receive messages. Or it could be, I'm just going to pick up this card here. This card fell down and I feel like it's part of the reading is Knight of Cups. Yeah, leading with your heart, because we have the King of Cups here too. showing the world how you can help. It's so funny because we got the year of the horse coming, and then she's on a horse there. It feels like that's you riding in on the year of the horse to help. Bring your own cup to the table. Bring your own intuition and feelings, gut instincts, your gut intuition. I don't know if that's the thing, gut intuition. Usually it's gut instincts. But it is kind of a gut feeling, isn't it? But overall, I think that you're going to really help in a unique way. I think that you will help people with their own hearts. You'll help heal people's hearts, but through your own healing as well. When we heal ourselves, we heal the world, right? Yeah. That's our inherent value. It's just being on this journey of heart healing. Being willing to look into our own hearts is a huge thing, because not everybody's willing to do that, right? Not everybody can. Not everybody's willing to. So sometimes we need a special kind of soul that's willing to do that, that's willing to go the extra mile to face the things we're scared of. Yeah, let your inner hero out. What a perfect card. Heroism. Yeah. Being a hero can just be about living our own lives heroically, which is to say, we're the hero for that we needed, right? For our past selves. Let's get one more card here. And you know, being someone has been through challenges, has been through the ringer and come out strong, come out standing, that in itself is such a huge thing for others to see that are going through the same struggles. They can look at you and be like, I can do it too. This person did it. They overcame, and look what they did with their lives. They can do it as well. So maybe I can, right? Being a role model is a powerful thing. You know, who makes you most emotional is people that have been through similar struggles as you, right? People that have been through it as well. We resonate with stories that tell our own struggles, right? On a, you know, some certain level. So, yeah. Eclipse, regeneration. Eclipse in Scorpio. Stand firm in the eye of the storm. Yeah. You stood firm in the eye of the storm. You got through the pain. And that, just being able to tell your story of doing that is a powerful thing, is the heroic thing. Right? It is powerful. And there may be challenges in this new year for you. It may be tough, but I think you're going to be able to handle anything that comes your way so much better than you did before, because you have that gift of vulnerability. You know how to ask for help. You know how to call upon your inner strength and your inner wisdom to guide you through it. So whatever challenges that might come upon you, I don't think they're going to be as hard as what you've already been through. And I think that it's pretty powerful that you're still here, you're still standing. Crystal as well. some crystal guidance. Petrified wood, yeah. Petrified wood makes me think about how things take time to fossilize, right? Wood takes a long time to petrify. And there's a spiral in the middle of this crystal. And so it's all about, the process of life, death, and rebirth, and how through many incarnations, we get a little bit better every time. We get a little bit stronger, a little bit wiser. And you being through what you've been through in many lifetimes, through many struggles, right? That's been such a game changer for your lineage, for your bloodlines, for your soul's growth. And I think also what you do in this lifetime will affect many generations to come. It's all a big spiral, a continuous path that we're all on, helping each other grow, helping each other evolve. Sometimes we can't see our value in that because it feels like a drop in an ocean, right? But it's, if you cut one piece of it, the whole chain breaks. You're an important part of that. Carnelian, yeah. You just need to have the inner confidence about that, about yourself, about your value. See your own inherent worth. See your own strength as the wounded warrior. Your wounds are your power. The things you have overcome show your strength and your resilience. Whether because sometimes we would rather we didn't go through anything at all. And I think that's perfectly understandable. But if we didn't, we wouldn't become who we are today. And who we are today is powerful, is magical, is so wonderfully unique. So I don't think you should want to take that away, right? I mean, everything's up to everybody, we're all on our own path, but I don't think you would be as satisfied with yourself if you hadn't gone through those struggles for becoming the person that you are today. And again, don't take it if it doesn't resonate with you, If something I say that you disagree with, maybe it's not for you. Or maybe it's, you're on your own path and your own story, and that's okay. Because sometimes when we hear things like you were meant to go through this or that, it can be a little bit painful. And I get that. I've been through some painful things as well. But I also know that I wouldn't be the person I am today without those struggles. So take it as you will. But you can be a light in the darkness for others. So, don't take that lightly. Take that as, something powerful, something beautiful. Something that can be, have a really magical destiny, right? And help this world to heal. Yeah. So, take that with you. Take your own value as the person that can be healing towards others, that can help others who've been through the same struggles. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to end the reading there. So I hope it was helpful for you. And take care of yourself, right? This is a really, this is a long journey to be on, and it's okay to take rest. It's okay to take care of your heart, right? Because that's part of the vulnerability, is understanding when we need to rest, when we need to help ourselves and place ourselves as a priority before everything else, right? So, yeah. I hope you are having a good new year, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right, take care.